with the Survivor and the Skeptic. Eric is having technical difficulties getting on, so she will be here in one moment. And so we're going to talk about the moon landing. Oh, she was there. Now she's not.
I'm here. Can
Hello,
you not see me?
darling. I'm
Hi,
Kimberly
honey.
Mosby, the host, and this is Erica Bailey, my beautiful co-host.
You see it?
You got it. Yes, I love it. Stay strong. You got this, sunshine.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hi, I've missed you.
I have missed you too.
Do you
I
have a
got
good
sick kids at
Thanksgiving?
home, and I did. I was thinking about you when I was making my turkey, though, and my green bean casserole.
Yes,
What
because
about you?
I love both of those things.
I know you do. I know you do. What about you?
Um,
Did you have fun?
I made myself, I cooked all day. I made myself turkey dinner.
Good for you.
Yep. Now I have a bunch of frozen turkey, and that's my favorite kind of meat, so it's good. Yeah.
Nice and clean.
Yep. Nice and clean meat.
So, are you gonna
Uh,
blow my mind today, or what's up?
well, yeah. I sent you the opening link for YouTube, the one that we're going to watch first about the moon landing. But
Okay.
official notice for today is I'm officially uploaded to the land recorder's office with all of my documentation.
What does that mean?
So I'm official. I'm an official American state national.
I thought you were already an official American state national.
I recorded it with Anchorage, and then I recorded my documents with Pima. Then we recorded them with the Land Recorder Texas Assembly here in Texas. So now I'm official 3 times over. But today's an even better day because with all of my documentation uploaded to the Land Recorder's office, I can order my credentials card, which is like an ID card.
I thought the point was not to have an ID card.
Well, nobody wants the digital ID, and nobody should have a license because that's only for commercial vessels, and I'm an individual. So I get a credentials card is what they call it.
Credentials card. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have you been harassed by anybody about it, saying, "Oh, you can't do this," and now this is bullshit?
No. In fact, I've had conversations with the coordinator, the recording coordinator here in Texas, and yeah, and she's like, "These people are criminals. We're removing
Really?
ourselves." Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello, everybody. Did you guys
Yeah,
have a good Thanksgiving? Good
Yeah.
holidays? Any qualms about celebrating Thanksgiving? Is there a conspiracy behind that?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm being
Hey,
a smart ass
Igor.
today.
Hey, Deborah. Hey, Gov Buster. See, even he knows we're gonna bust the government. We're gonna fire them, cancel their contracts.
Cancel their contracts. Fire the
Yeah.
government. Oh, you're so silly. Sam, are we able to get our money when we do this? Have you seen any money?
Not yet, but I have my Global Family Prosperity account set up, and they're ready to pull that switch. So we'll see. Hey, no gang stalkers, welcome. I love your name. Hey, Mark, how are you? Oh, look at this will make your day.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. I haven't slept in like 3 days, and I'm a disaster today, and so I appreciate that. You just made my freaking day. Yeah, I got 6 kids. I've been working like nonstop, but I've got some really cool things happening.
Good. I'm so proud of you. Hey, Kemp, how are you? Running a little late, but you're here. That's great. So, you want to see what my criminal cats did to my microphone?
Yes.
They chewed it. They chewed it up.
All this time you've had that and they've just done that. That's interesting. Was it the baby kitties or was it my favorite kitties?
I think it was probably one of the baby kitties.
Yeah.
Oh, she's former PB&J. Yeah, had to change it
There we
up.
go. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Love the handle. Love the handle.
All right.
Oh, all right. So we're talking about the moon landing not happening.
Yeah.
That's our thing for today.
Yep, 1969 moon landing. So you get the first video. I sent you the
Okay.
opener. It's a YouTube one.
All right, let me open it up. Hold on just a second. And yes, Crosby, I'll cut that for you in just a second, buddy.
Yes, Mark,
Sorry,
they need to
guys,
go to
I'm
kitty
like-
jail.
Yeah, they need to go to kitty jail. Oh, yeah, right. Kimberly's nicer to her cats than she is with anybody else. She loves her kitty cats. All right,
Yeah.
I've got it up. I am ready. Just give me 1 second to get the right screen up.
Okay.
I'm really interested about this one.
I thought you would be.
All right.
Love
here
you
we
too.
go. Look, you guys, see? I got Kimberly's hoodie.
She's wearing my swag. It looks
Okay.
good.
Her
I need one.
swag. I had
Yeah.
a hat on, but took it off for a minute. All right, here we go. Moon fraud in 3 minutes. All right, here we go. Let me get it so that it's full screen. And I'm going on mute, and I'm turning this on. And Crosby's sitting here watching. Ooh, he's interested. Oh.
I think we probably won't want to watch the whole thing of this. Well, I don't know how long it is. Does it say how long it is?
It's like 3 minutes or so. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll stop it when I get bored.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Hold on.
Some people say it's hard to believe that the moon landings were faked. I say it's hard to believe that they were real. What NASA is claiming is that they went 1,000 times farther than they can go today with 50-year-older technology on the very first attempt with 1/1,000,000th of the computing power in all of NASA than is in a cell phone. All the proof that you need that the moon landings are fake is in this one picture. In sunlight, shadows will always run parallel with one another. This is because the sun is about 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth, and it casts shadows in the same direction over an entire continent. So you'll see in sunlight, shadows always run parallel and never intersect. Here's a picture which the federal government claims was taken on the moon. The astronaut shadow runs at 12 o'clock, and this rock, only about 5 feet away, the shadow runs at 9 o'clock. This is a 90-degree difference from objects 5 feet apart from one another. This proves that this was taken on Earth with an electrical light inside of a television studio. This is all the proof that you need that the moon landings were fake. If Toyota said that they made a car 50 years ago that could go 50,000 miles on a gallon of gasoline, and yet today their best car could only go 50 miles per gallon, or 1,000th the distance, wouldn't the fraud of the previous claim be obvious? And yet this is exactly the moon landing fraud. And yet people don't see it because of their emotional attachment to it. They're claiming they went 1,000 times farther 50 years ago than they can go today with 50-year-older technology. That doesn't make any sense. It's the only time in history that a technological achievement like the automobile or the airplane or nuclear power, that no nation on Earth could repeat it 50 years later, when in fact it should be 100 times greater 50 years later. If they could go to the moon with 1960s technology, men would be in another solar system by now. Men would have walked on Mars 10 years later, 40 years ago, which never happened. And there would be bases on the moon there today, of which there are none. It's the only time in the history of the world that technology that cost $175 billion was deliberately destroyed afterwards. Would Bill Gates spend $175 billion to make the first computer, and then when he was done, throw it and the schematics in the trash? But that's what NASA claims that they did. They only did that to destroy the evidence of the fraud, which is proof itself that they didn't go, because if they really went, they would never destroy the technology. The B-52 bomber was made 70 years ago and is still in service today in the United States Air Force because it worked so well. Now they want to return to the moon, and they're having to recreate all that equipment from scratch because they deliberately destroyed it in order to hide the evidence of the fraud. I say it's harder to believe that the moon landings are real than to believe that they were fake. And this one picture proves that it was taken inside of a television studio on Earth.
Okay, so because of a shadow, they didn't land on the moon. So I need more details on this, guys. Like, didn't we go around the, like, didn't we try to land on the moon a second time? Wasn't that like the whole Apollo 13 mission? But because it went to hell, they couldn't actually land on the moon?
I'm
Like,
gonna
didn't we have
put
the technology again?
I'm gonna put a Y files in the chat because that one's too long. It goes in depth. It's like 54 minutes, and it's got the Hecklefish in it and AJ. And
Okay.
let's look at a Substack one. If you stop sharing, I'll share.
Okay, fine. Let me make sure I do this right. Hold on a second. Stop sharing. Yeah, I want more details, guys. Like, the 3-minute video is not going to sell me on this one. Let's do this.
All right.
And how do we know how shadows
do
are going to
another one.
react on the moon if we've never been there?
Well, that's a very good point too.
Like, we don't know that the shadows are in the light and the reflection's going to be the same on the moon as it is on Earth if we've never been there. Okay, let's do this.
Let's do it. Let me turn the
Dog
volume
just
up.
ate my food.
Oh no, that's not good.
I knew
Okay,
people at NASA in Houston in the 70s and 80s. Yeah? Tell us more about that, Gov. Ooh, I want one of those. All right. I'm keeping an open mind.
Yes, I love that about you. Okay, let's click on this video. See if I can enlarge it. See if I can go full screen. I may not be able to. Let's go. Full screen. Here we go. All right. Here we go. 2 minutes.
Because now I'm dying of cancer. So I'm going to go ahead and make this video for Bart Cybrell. In 1968, my father was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. He was in the military police for over 20 years. And on his deathbed in 2002, we made a recording of what happened. Okay, anyway, this is the story that my dad told me on his deathbed. Project Slam Dunk was the name of this. President Johnson in 1968, okay, in Cannon Air Force Base in 1968, he said by the time he got there, that there was already 2 large hangars that were connected. There was hundreds of dump trucks that came in and dumped sand and stone, and cement powder was powdered over the top of all that to make it look like a lunar landscape. They had men that fashioned it into a lunar landscape, he said. Okay, I've never known my dad to lie, so this all took me by surprise. You know, what's that all about? So anyway, he said that in front of the airplane hangars was pole framing with large canvas tents that was concealing the inside of the staging area. Inside the staging area, on flatbed trucks, was created the lunar lander that was reassembled back inside the hangars. All of the walls were painted flat black, and the ceilings as well. He was sworn to secrecy by the NSA, and they would put him in prison for breaking that oath. When Dad saw the moon landing on TV, he cried. He said he knew that what he had witnessed on TV was exactly what they recorded in that hangar. Dad told me all these things, father to son. He also told me not to ever tell anyone what he had said, but he said on his deathbed that he had to tell somebody before he died because it was just too important not to tell.
So, what do you think about that one?
Well, the guy's saying that they recorded the moon landing in a hangar on a military base. And he saw it. That's what I was getting from it, right? Is that what he was saying?
Yeah. That's exactly what he's saying.
And that he saw the actual, he saw the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is why he was crying. Because he knew it was a lie. That's what decent people do when they hear a lie, they cry.
That's what decent people do, huh? How do we know that they weren't recording, I don't know. I don't know. I need more, guys. A moon rock was given to the Dutch in a diplomatic mission. They had to analyze, turned out to be petrified wood. Really? Absolute truth.
Yep,
Okay.
absolute truth. Yep.
Back up from mission control.
I heard about that too. Okay, so let me share this other 2-minute video with you.
Okay. So why did they want to fake the moon landing? Was it because of the Cold War? Is that what was going on at the time?
Well, yeah, they were in competition with the Russians, supposedly. But they can't fly into space. All this is a bunch of bullshit.
What? Look, there's been plenty of flights into space.
Maybe some satellites in low orbit, but who knows? All right, let's watch this one.
All right. I need the why.
It says, how did NASA get moon landing pictures printed on the newspaper the next day?
How did NASA get moon landing picture printed? Okay. Not hearing any. You don't. Yeah, the volume's not.
Speed data transfer. If the moon landing truly happened, how did they get the pictures? Plus, printed on the newspaper the next day. The moon landing happened on July 20th, 1969. Yet, high-quality photos were already printed in newspapers the very next morning. No internet, no cloud drive, no lightning speed data transfer. They claim signals traveled 240,000 miles instantly, while today we struggle to send a large file across town. And those photos, perfectly framed, crisp, clean, no dust, no blur, no shaky hands inside thick space gloves. Imagine a football stadium filled with fog. Now imagine taking a crystal clear photo through it. That's what the moon's dusty surface should have done to the lens. What if the story was prepared on Earth before the world even saw it? Try this. Just pause any moon landing photo and instead imagine a slow glide across an empty theater stage with fog drifting and lights hanging above. The atmosphere matches too well. Even NASA later said they lost the original tapes. Lost? That's like losing the first heartbeat of mankind. And after that, silence. No ultra-high definition repeat mission. No modern remake. Just one perfect show in 1969. If tech was real, then shouldn't it be easier now? Yet rocket launches today often cut to wide shots of clouds. Ever notice that? Picture a time lapse of paint brushing across a canvas. That's how fast the narrative arrived. New angles? No delay, just instant history. Movie directors take months to edit scenes, but the moon landing was ready overnight. Maybe space isn't far away. Maybe the story was always closer than we think.
Okay. So I get that. I do. But saying standing on a football field, well, I take pictures on a football field with dust and snow and rain and sleet and everything. And I can edit the photo in seconds and remove the dust. They have to have that ability back then. Maybe not as high tech as now, but something somebody said last week is who took the picture, right? Of him coming off. But now you're muted, babe. Me and a friend once saw a ball float above a desk, wouldn't tell us how it worked, never saw it again.
That's a joke.
No. Moon rock was okay. So
Yeah, who took the picture? I mean, that a high school kid would ask that question. Like, they'd be like, hold on a second, wait a minute. If he was the first man on the moon, then who took the picture? And they're like, oh yeah, it's a really great question. The next video
well, let's find the answer.
the next video I'm going to show has some extreme language. Let's put it that way.
Extremely, it can't be any worse than me, guys.
It's going to be good. This one's only a couple minutes too.
Okay, who took the photos? I'm like Googling it.
Do you really believe that in 1969, when televisions were still in black and white, and folks were still using rotary fucking phones, and most new cars sold in the United States didn't even have power windows or fucking air conditioning, that we just strapped two cowboys into what was essentially a fucking Coke can with a Chevy small block attached to it? You just launched them motherfuckers out into orbit on nothing more than a hope and a fucking dream, and somehow managed to land that glorified bottle rocket safely on an uncharted lunar surface, where they then got out and played hopscotch for a few hours, and then they got right back inside that motherfucker, and then somehow managed to launch themselves back off the goddamn moon with no infrastructure. And then a few short weeks later, they landed safely back on Earth. You really fucking believe that that happened? God damn, you're a gullible son of a bitch. I bet you still believe in fucking Santa Claus, you goofy bastard.
I do. I believe in Santa Claus. Well, the spirit of it. What I don't get is why we haven't gone back, right? Like,
Right. That's a very good question.
why haven't we gone back, right? We tried to land again Apollo 13, but because of the issues, they weren't able to land. But they did circle around it, and there's film and footage and pictures of that too.
That's what they say. The one that blew up with the school teacher on, I have seen a video. I don't know if I have that one for sure, but it shows like them at working at universities and other places, and they weren't unalived. They're well and living. I will try to find that one and post it underneath this live when I can find it. But they're, yeah, the government lies.
Well, okay. Here's devil's advocate here. I'm just reading stuff, but again, interesting speculation. Who's the one that took the picture of the first man on the moon? What it says, it was captured by a custom Westinghouse television camera mounted to the Mesa modularized equipment stowage assembly on the side of the lunar module descent stage. Before filming, as Neil Armstrong emerged from the hatch and slowly made it to the second of 9 steps on the ladder, he pulled a D-ring to unlock the pallet, which caused it to drop open, aligning the camera to about 11 degrees off horizontal, but close enough. So, what they're saying is, here, and I'm just, again, obviously, who knows what's real, but there's pictures of this device that supposedly was on the side of the space rocket that was triggered once they opened the hatch, which is, I mean, that's logical. It's possible, right? Like, totally possible. It's not okay, hold on, guys. It's not possible that a piece of equipment can be opened and set to take a picture at a specific point. That is absolutely possible.
No.
Did it happen? I can't say it did. But you can't tell me. I can do it right now. You can't tell me it's not possible. I can literally press a button, flip a switch, get a camera to take a picture right now.
Yeah, but this was before you and I were born.
Yeah, but they can still, I mean, they can make cars, they can make machines, they can make a little device that opens and turns on a camera when triggered. That is absolutely possible, guys. The dead giveaways NASA magically lost the original videos.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense, but it can happen. Things can get lost, destroyed, ruined. Like, sucks, but it can happen.
Yeah, purposefully. All right, let's go to my...
She's like, can you see her face? She's like, Erica, oh my God, just whatever.
So you
just
know,
leave me by now.
So these ritualistic satanic people that are actually running the government, like their phallic shaped vessels. Okay. So I'm gonna say that and then show you this next video.
Okay, the technology to be able to communicate from the moon to the earth when we were talking on landlines at that point, that's not an unrealistic. I can follow that one too. Reading the chats. Okay, what are you gonna show me now? You're gonna show me some boy parts.
Okay, let me pause it.
God.
This one's only like 5 minutes, but it's a good one. Let's turn the volume on.
Okay. Had a strange silence about them. Buster, I want to talk about this, man.
Whether it was fake or not, the recent Blue Origin NS-31 launch was one of the most common occult rituals practiced for public consumption. All rockets are phallic, but this one is much more apparent than most. After the phallic rocket probes the womb of space, the women on board are euphoric and elated. And after the egg-like capsule crashes to Earth, which can also be seen as a sperm fertilizing an egg, the occupants emerge transformed, reborn. This sexual symbolism is common. It is why we see so many obelisks and domes erected across the world. Breeding is a very big part of this human farm, and symbolizing the sexual act of reproduction can be seen throughout all of recorded time, including most of America's rocket history. Rockets and rituals have gone together for a long time. The father of modern rocketry, Jack Parsons, was a protege of Aleister Crowley and was known for being obsessed with magical rituals. Most famously, the Babylon working ritual, documented in 1945 and 1946, was a ritual that Jack Parsons performed with the help of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. Jack Parsons died in an explosion in his home laboratory in 1952, so he was not alive to see NASA's Apollo missions, but he would have appreciated the ritual significance of the Apollo 11 moon landing being on July 20th. The occult philosophy of Aleister Crowley, which Jack Parsons practiced, relied heavily on ancient Egyptian mythology, as did the Freemasons. And in ancient Egypt, this time of year was marked by the celebration Sopdet. It signaled the start of the new year and was linked to themes of Osiris, the god of death and rebirth, who was represented by Orion. Every year around July 20th, the heliacal rising of Sirius occurs, and in the pre-dawn sky, Orion can be seen right next to Sirius. These are the dog days of summer, named after the dog star Sirius. And it is the season of celebration for Bohemian Grove. This time of year was so important to the ancient Egyptians, it was memorialized in the alignment of the 3 pyramids on the Giza Plateau. Officially, the first moon landing took place on July 20th, and before stepping onto the moon, Buzz Aldrin conducted a private communion ceremony, a Masonic ritual akin to the Egyptian rites of Osiris. The Viking 1 was originally scheduled to land on Mars on July 4th, 1976, America's bicentennial, but ended up landing 16 days later on July 20th. Osiris symbolism is woven into the patches of NASA's most iconic missions. NASA, which has become known as Never a Straight Answer for its infamous history of deception, has been accused by many of faking the Apollo moon missions. And with the recent disclosures of exotic propulsion technologies, the archaic rocket seems to best satisfy the purposes of dramatic sexual occult rituals presented to the public. The recent Blue Origin rocket launch was not on July 20th, but it was during the time of another deity tied to death, rebirth, and renewal, Ishtar, goddess of ancient Babylon. Worship of Ishtar involved sex magic, which was practiced during the Babylonian New Year festival, Akitu, celebrated in March and April when the world is reborn in the spring. The apparent sexual symbolism and the all-female crew acting out a dramatic transformation are definitely the hallmarks of earthbound occult rituals. They use sympathetic and psychological magic to shape the consciousness of the human masses. The fakeness of it all only gives it more attention, which these rituals require. And as humanity is herded into the brave new age of Aquarius, the old will be exposed and destroyed to make way for the new. Greg Reese reporting.
Okay. We can all attribute something to something. I think if we're always looking for it, we're going to find it, right?
Well, if you went down the rabbit holes that I went down thanks to Igor, you would know the Masons are deep in all of this. Yes, and the Van Allen radiation belt. Yep, that you can't pass through that. Yep.
The what? The what? The Van
That is
Allen
correct.
radiation belt. What is that?
Yep.
All right.
The Van Allen radiation belt. You'll have to look it up.
Okay. We're gonna look it up.
Our whole history is one big fat lie. Yes, it is.
Okay. Van Allen radiation belt. A donut-shaped. Oh, okay. We're gonna pull this up in the pictures. Hold on. So we're gonna figure out what this Van Allen radiation belt is, guys. But like,
I think my
what
next
is the-
video is on that. They would
what
be
is the
radiated.
value of freaking saying
Why?
we're landing on the moon if we're not gonna land on the moon? Like, I'm not.
Because it was a ritual.
It was a ritual
Yeah.
to land on the moon.
Yeah, a ritual to deceive the people, you know, because the Masons are actually Satan worshipers. They're not, they burn the Bible, okay? I'm just telling you.
Okay. I thought, weren't the Freemasons like a spin-off of the oh gosh, the Knights Templar?
Yeah, look up Charlie's video. It shows the harness and a guy moving the shit that's not really there. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what is this?
So
Instrument
how come
for-
I don't see it on the screen? It just shows it in 3.
You're not seeing it on the screens? Huh.
I don't see the
Interesting.
full view. Do you guys see the full view? It was also a
This
race against the
picture?
Russians. Yes, it was.
Huh. Let me stop sharing. Race against the Russians who didn't get anywhere, right? Like, nobody else actually has landed
Yeah.
on the moon. Am I correct? Like,
Yes.
nobody else
Yes.
has claimed to
No.
land on the moon.
No.
Okay.
Those are the Brotherhood of. They are the Brotherhood of Death. Yes, the Freemasons are the Brotherhood of Death. Yeah. They burn the Bible and they do these freaky little ceremonies where it's like a boys club, and we're not in it, thank goodness, because these men need to grow up.
Well, I mean, you look back at all
Yeah.
religions and spirit, like everyone did weird rituals. I mean, they like the Mayans like killed their own people, sacrificed them for rain. Like, that's not new. Okay.
It was
it
done
was
to
done
also fool other
to-
countries. Yes.
Now I can see that, William. I can actually see that. I can track on that because weren't we in a time of potential war? It was a race to the moon where we're trying to. It was a technological race, and if people of other countries thought that we were ahead, that is a security for our country. I feel so stupid that I don't know these answers, but
Well, I think it's all bullshit. They were all trying to race to get to the moon to see who could
yeah,
get.
Russia was the first in space, I believe, but we were the first ones to land. Who knows the answer to this? All right.
I don't know.
Claimed. All right, here. Oh, look. Claimed motives of the United States and NASA. The space race. Motivation for the United States to engage in the Soviet Union in a space race can be traced to the Cold War, so I was right there. Landing on the moon was viewed as a national and technological accomplishment that would generate worldwide acclaim. Okay, but going to the moon would be risky and expensive. And Kennedy famously stating in the 1962 speech that the United States chose to go because it was hard. That's what they're saying here. Interesting. This is actually really interesting, guys.
You want to see my next video where Putin was told the moon landing was fake?
Yeah. But
Okay,
so you don't think anybody's gone to space?
No. No. No, no, no. Yep, no.
Okay. All right.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna dig on this one, guys. We don't have space X-Force for what? Yeah, don't we? Have
Yeah,
Space Force?
exactly. Space Force, bunch of bullshit. All right, let's look at this.
All right.
Former head of Russia's space agency says that the Apollo moon landings were fake. And in a recent video going around, Vladimir Putin is briefed that several moon landing images are considered to be fake by artificial intelligence.
То есть почти все объекты на этом фото ей кажутся не настоящими. В то же время вот фотография китайского лунохода у нее особенных вопросов не вызывает.
А это то, что кажется не настоящим?
Да.
There's a great deal of human intelligence who do not believe that the Apollo moon missions were authentic. And here are some of the reasons why. NASA was run by former Nazi Werner von Braun, who was beholden to the US government for secretly importing him into the country via Project Paperclip, as were the dozens of other Nazis who joined him to work as rocket scientists, all of them with a good reason to keep a secret. And the overwhelming majority of astronauts were Freemasons and the sons of Freemasons. Freemasons swear on their lives to keep the secrets they are entrusted with. Why on earth would anyone trust NASA? If the moon landing was real, it would have been a miraculous achievement.
because NASA was failing at every level of the mission and did not believe they would be able to achieve their goal. In 1967, government inspector Thomas Barron testified before congressional investigators that the Apollo program was failing. 6 days after his testimony, he was killed with his wife and child when a train crashed into his car. Astronaut Gus Grissom held an unauthorized press conference where he criticized the program and said it would take another 10 years to fly to the moon. 5 days later, he was killed on the job. Gus Grissom's last words were, "How are we going to get to the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings?"
Hey, how are we gonna get to the moon if we can't talk between 3 buildings? I can't hear that thing you're saying. Jesus Christ. But how are we gonna get to the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings?
Moments later, the Apollo 1 command module caught fire, killing astronauts Grissom, White, and Chaffee. Several key members of the Apollo mission resigned just months before the mission. What NASA had been successful at was a massive marketing operation that put space travel into the zeitgeist of American pop culture. And they had spent billions creating multiple sound stages with realistic models of the moon to begin producing simulations of the moon landing. NASA had several problems to solve. Problems with communications, the rockets, and the lunar module. But one of their biggest obstacles was deadly radiation. In order to reach the moon, one has to pass through what is known as the Van Allen radiation belt. And NASA announced in 2014 that this was still a problem when they launched an unmanned spacecraft to try to solve it.
Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Aside from the Apollo moon missions, no one has ever gone past the Van Allen radiation belt. The Apollo moon mission had no protection against the radiation, and astronauts don't even seem to know about it.
Any ill effects from the Van Allen radiation belts?
No, now I'm not sure we went far enough out to encounter the Van Allen radiation belt. Maybe we did.
The belts are 1,000 miles to 25,000 miles above the Earth.
Then we went right out through them.
According to NASA, we can go no higher than low Earth orbit.
Plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to.
In the documentary film, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. The 3 astronauts of Apollo 11 are seen in low Earth orbit, figuring out how to stage a fake image for the camera. This film was recorded when the Apollo 11 was said to be nearing lunar orbit, and we can see and hear them manipulating the shot to make the Earth appear to be thousands of miles away, when in fact, they have blacked out the inside of the craft and are blocking off the window facing the surface to make it look like the Earth at a distance. When we hear Houston radio approval for the shot, the astronauts do not respond until an unknown third party can be heard whispering, "Talk."
Hello, Apollo 11. Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great. Over. Okay, Roger.
The astronauts are told they are being pre-recorded and edited for a subsequent live broadcast. Buzz Aldrin explains how they shut out the sun to achieve the illusion of the one window being the Earth in the black of space. And with direction from Houston, they get it to look right for the camera. We then hear the portion meant for the public, with Neil Armstrong claiming to be 130,000 miles from Earth and describing a single camera pressed up against the window to achieve the shot. But in the unedited footage, we see objects passing between the camera and the window. We see a work light in the dark. And finally, when they are done with their hoax, the final few frames reveal the truth. Protecting humans in this radiation wasn't the only problem. The high-end Hasselblad camera had no protection against radiation, and there is no explanation as to how it was able to take photographs in negative 200-degree weather with a constant bombardment of cosmic radiation. And the pictures themselves are full of anomalies. According to the official story, the only external light source was the sun. But in all these photographs, there appears to be only artificial light, hot spots, and fall-off areas, when it should be as bright as a desert on Earth. And if the sun were the only light source, then all shadows would run parallel to each other. But in these photos, shadows either run perpendicular to each other, proving multiple light sources, or in others, the shadows are divergent, proving a single local light source. Shadows created by sunlight have a sharp edge. Shadows created by artificial light have fuzzy edges. Even the camera expert from Hasselblad agrees that these photos were shot using artificial light sources.
Yes, it seems like he's standing in the spotlight. And I can't explain that. That escapes me. Why?
The photographs all appear to have been taken on a professionally lit soundstage, which could have easily been part of their billion-dollar simulation project. And when you compare scenes from the Apollo moon landing footage with scenes from Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, there is strong evidence that the exact same technology was used. In the late 60s, a state-of-the-art front projection system developed by Scotchlight allowed Kubrick to simulate expansive backgrounds by projecting them onto a large screen made with small glass beads. The giveaway for this cinematic trickery is that the foreground must always hide the bottom of the Scotchlight projection screen in the background. In order to do this, the bottom of each set needs to have a complete horizon line between the set in the foreground and the screen in the background. And we can see this signature in all the Apollo images. We can also see light refraction off the glass beads in the Scotchlight screen. The lunar module appears to be cheaply constructed with tinfoil and Scotch tape, and the 10,000-pound thrust rocket on this flimsy craft didn't even leave a mark in the ground beneath it. There is no moisture or discernible atmosphere on the moon, and yet we can see mud and dust being flung into the air. In an original recording between Houston and astronauts on the moon, a reply is heard instantly, which would not be possible from that distance.
Roger, Jim, copy. And are you progressing towards Dune Crater now?
Yep.
The same recording was then edited for a public broadcast, and 4 seconds were added.
Roger, Jim, copy. And are you progressing towards Dune Crater now?
Yep.
And when they supposedly left, there was no visible flame on the lunar module, even though hypergolic fuel visibly burns in a vacuum. And we never hear the 140 decibel rocket engine, which the astronauts are sitting on top of.
30 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Good. Okay.
During takeoff, when it would have been burning at its loudest, an astronaut plays a musical recording, accentuating how quiet it is inside the craft.
99 Pro. Good lift off. Automatic.
An official moon rock given to Holland by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin was tested and found to be petrified wood from Earth. The lunar module designs have been thrown away. Videotapes are missing, and all of the telemetry data, which could be used as evidence of the moon mission, is also somehow missing.
We've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up.
Greg Reese reporting.
It's funny. It's
I
funny.
have a
They lie
super,
about everything.
super quiet car, but I can still hear my car when I'm driving. And they're saying that 12,000-pound rocket or whatever didn't make any. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to say, Holy weird. This is hard to say. I'm on board on this one.
Yes!
We have actually gone up into, I do believe we've gone up into the atmospheres, into spaces, but I'm gonna say I think you have made me a believer.
Woo! We got a not skeptic on this one, folks.
You gave me scientific backed facts that is not based off of, woohoo. You gave me lighting proof, and it makes sense. Like what he's saying actually, yeah, it makes sense. So, yeah.
Reese Report is one of my favorite. He does a really good job. I follow him on my Substack, and there are a few other ones. I wish I could find the video where they made the emotional, the people emotional when the school teacher was blown up in the rocket when they were exiting, and because they try to feed off people's emotion. And so I'm going to try to find that one. Oh,
did you hear Ellie screaming? Okay,
yeah.
Well, I don't understand the why. You hear them? I don't understand the why, but I'm gonna say, yeah, like it makes sense. Now that I've actually put into my head the possibility that it was a total fabricated lie, I'm seeing how flimsy and fake everything looked.
Right? And the children know it too. That's why they're laughing. They're like, yep.
Crosby's torturing her. She thinks it's funny. But the shadows.
Yeah.
And the lighting and the perfect pictures and the fact that they're getting signal all the way from the moon within a second, even 4 seconds in the 50s. 50s, right? 1950s. All right, guys. I don't think they landed on the moon.
Yeah. Woo! One step at a time to go down this rabbit hole. Everyone.
One step at a time. That's interesting. Oh, what do we guys, hold on please. I'm almost done.
I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. Do any of you have any suggestions about next week's conversation?
Well,
Let's put it in the chat.
Guys, quiet for a second. Yeah, put some ideas in the chat. Next week, remember, I am probably driving to Arizona
that's right.
for Tyler's graduation.
Okay. So we'll be back on the 18th.
Yep. And I want to look into Kennedy.
The JF Kennedy assassination?
Because I was watching
that's a good one.
I was watching something on that the other day. I definitely want to look into that, but
he was off.
There was a video, or I'll send you a link to it, but there was a documentary that was talking about it that I found very interesting. So I think that one is a very good one that I'd like to learn about. What do you guys think? What else is out there that we can? My cats are watching the podcast. It's because we're because we're addictive here. Come here. This one's watching mine. My dog's head is bigger than your cat.
Yep. Hey, King.
Oh, Mafia. Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
Molly
Definitely.
Weird, Mafia. We can do the JFK one. I have like real footage of the driver shooting him in the head.
Okay. You can't claim that it's real.
Well,
we don't
you
know. But you have
They
footage
released the
that
files.
shows it. Okay.
They
All
released
right.
the files. Love you
All right.
guys. Love
We
you
love
too.
you guys. Stay strong.
We've got this.
You got this.